Here we go, you guys. Let's start our warm-up. Push that chair to the side for now. We don't need it just yet. We're gonna start with our arms. Bringing them up. Reach nice and tall, and then bring it right back down. Start in that nice small squat. You can start nice and low and slow. Just start to engage that core, start squeezing the glutes. Arms up and down. Keep the weight in the heels. Last one. Bring it down. Place those shoulders and elbows down. Press the knees out. Rock it side to side. You can dip the shoulders down. Do a nice little twist here. And then extend the legs straight and roll it up. Moving into some leg lifts. Our first section of our class today is going to be mostly standing with our chair. We're going to go through kind of like a classic bar series. Bring those legs up. Feel free to bring them up and out. Nice big circle. Rotate it around. And we're going to do 5 of the 10s. So you're going to bring the arms up, hinge it over, touch the ground, sit the hips down, one arm up, other arm up, and press. Or you can bring both arms up at the same time. Try not to arch that back too much. Sink down, sit the hips down to parallel, arms come up, and press. One more. And up. All right, stretch out those feet. Calf raises are going to be first. We don't want our feet cramping. So take that right foot, spread the toes out, press the foot into the floor, rock it side to side, and then flip it over, stretch the front of the foot. Same thing with your left. Stretch out the foot, and then flip it over, stretch the front. Good, shake it out, shake out those legs. Take a nice little swing side to side. Let the arms wrap on each side of you. Nice big breath in. All right, grab your chair if you are close by. If you don't have a chair, you can use the wall, anything close by to you. And you can also do this without a chair if you really want to test your balance. Okay, so for our first round, we have our calf raises, and we're going to start in our parallel position. So feet completely just right underneath the hips. Pull that core in nice and tight and squeeze those glutes. We're going to lift up onto the feet. Key here, don't let the ankles splay out to the sides. Try to keep them in line and bring it back down. We're going to go up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it at the top, up on those tippy toes, and take your balance. Take the hands off, hold it here, squeeze those calves, keep that core nice and tight, and bring it down. Take a nice little bend in the knees, stretch out the calves, rock it back onto the heels, lift the toes up, and then point the toes out towards the walls. Right here is your first position. In this position, your tailbone is going to want to stick out. Bring it forward. This is most of our positioning in bar. We keep our tailbones tucked under. So the difference from here to here, that's your goal. So in our first position, tuck those hips under. We're going to lift up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 more, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it. Again, balance, take your hands off, calves should be starting to feel it. Get that burn. Squeeze those quads. Keep the core nice and tight. Engage those glutes. And bring it down. Bending in the knees to stretch out those calves. All right, second position. Second position is a little bit wider than shoulder width. Same thing. We're gonna inhale, tuck that tailbone underneath. Nice tight core, bring it up onto the toes and down and up for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up and hold it. I'm feeling it today. Stay up on those toes as high as you can get on them. And bring it down. Bend those knees. You can take the right foot, stick it out in front of you, stretch that whole entire calf, bring those toes back towards you. All right. Next is our demi liaison point. It always sounds so much more confusing than what it really is. So same thing, we're going to start in our first position. In most of these classes, we're only going to be doing our parallel, first, and second. That's the most you have to worry about. So in our parallel position, we're going to go right back up to our toes, get up on those toes, place the hand on the hip, nice tight core, glute squeezed. Bend the knees just a few inches. So if you are here, nice tiny little bend in the knees. We're not really, really far down. We just want a little bit of a bend. And then again, retuck those hips underneath. Hold it here. And from there, you're going to pulse it down an inch and up an inch. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the bottom. Open those knees apart. So if you're here, they're coming out and in, out and in. 3, 4, up on those toes. 5, 6, 7, 8, and bring it up and close. Shake those legs out. For any of these series, if you are feeling any sort of pain or if your feet are just not up to it, you can do all of this on flat foot as well. You can do it pulsing here. We're going to go into our first position. So back to where our feet are in a V. And then recheck those hips. Make sure that you're not leaning too far forward, standing up nice and tall. We're going to roll up onto those toes. Slide the feet in a little bit closer so that your heels are touching. Check your hips. Bend the knees. Just a few inches, pulsing up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the bottom. Again, we're here in that diamond shape. Tuck those hips underneath. Pulse those knees back. Back. So your emphasis is on the back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring it up and drop it down. Shake out those legs. We have our second position to go. And our second position is going to be the hardest one, but that's okay. You can also do these flat-footed, the second position. So we want to take it nice and wide as you are comfortable going. We want to get up onto those toes. Same thing, pull those hips underneath, and then slide it down, bend the knees. So if you're not comfortable here, you can absolutely just drop the feet down and hold this position here. Otherwise, bring it up on those toes. Nice tight core. We're going to pulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. If you're shaking, you're doing it right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the bottom. Go a little bit lower. And then bring it all the way up and drop it down. And shake out those legs. Starting to shake there. All right. If you need a sip of water, go ahead and grab some. We are going to move into some pliés. All right. So it is as simple as a tiny squat or a large sumo squat. There's pretty much almost no difference other than our foot positioning. So we're going to start in our first position, and all we're going to do is bend the knees. If you guys have ever taken a baby ballet class in your kids, anything like that, it's really pretty, not too hard. So we're going to bring it down. The goal here is, again, keep those hips tucked under. You're going to want to go into that squat position. You want to keep it nice and straight, like you're sliding up and down a wall. So for here, press those knees, they go out to the sides, and then they come right back up. Think of it like a zipper. Unzipping to zip. Just like that. So join in, press those knees out, pull in, nice tight core, 4 more. Get those legs nice and warm. 2, and 1. For here, we should make sure that the heels are not coming up off the floor. It's okay if they're starting to a little bit. As we get lower, that's when our feet can come off the floor and we can go super wide, but we don't need to do that today. Open those legs to a nice wide second position. We're going to repeat, and we're going to do 8 more. So basically, this is just your sumo squat. You're just going to bring it down and up. These ones are a lot deeper. For 2. Keep your weight in those heels. Light on the toes. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to bring it down. Hold this position. Bring those shoulders right above the hips. Nice tight core. Pulse it up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up. Walk those legs in. Give them a nice little shake. Do a little dance. And we're going to move to our leg lift. So we're going to start with our leg lift just to the front. Right leg is going to start first. Instead of keeping it straight the whole time, I want you to take a nice little bend in that knee. So if your leg is here, I want you to think of bending it here. And here is the knee pointing to the ceiling. I want you to turn it a little bit and have it point towards the wall. So it's the difference from here to here. So it's that turnout. So standing up, nice parallel position. Take that right leg, stick it out in front of you. Turn it towards the wall. Give it a little bend. Now we're all beautiful ballerinas. Lift that leg up and tap it right back down. Keeping that core nice and tight. It's not about height here. It's all about control and keeping your posture as beautiful and as strong as possible. 3 more. 2, 1. We're going to bring that leg up and hold it in the air. You can hold it nice and low. I want you to bend that foot in and extend it out. You got some extension, so you're just bending and straightening. Bend, straighten. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. How's that quad feel? All right. We're going to do the same thing, but to the back. So you're going to stand up nice and tall. Place that right foot behind you. Turn it out just a tiny bit. You can take a nice soft standing bend in that knee. Go ahead and bend it just a little bit. I know it sounds like a lot of things. Just lifting it just a few inches up and down. If it's easier for you to keep it straight, you can keep it straight. You want to feel it right behind that hip, right in that glute, up and down. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna bring it up and bend and extend. So straighten it, bend it, kind of like a hamstring curl. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring it in. All right, we're gonna switch to our left side. I'm just gonna move my chair, and that's just out of habit. All right. That left leg, we're gonna start in the front. There we go. Nice parallel position. Bring that left leg out in front. Take a nice soft little standing bend with that knee. Pull that core in. Make sure that those hips are turned under. A nice little bend here. And we're gonna lift and lower. For 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down and then bring it up. Straighten, bend. 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze that quad. 6, 7, and 8. Bring it down. All right, bringing that back leg. Same thing, bring that left leg behind you. Nice bend in that standing leg. Using your chair for support, we don't want to be leaning into it. Just there if we need it. Turn that foot out just a little bit. Give it a little bend. Lift and lower. For 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down and out. Straighten, bend, straighten. Really elongate that leg. 6, 7, 8. Bring it in. Take that leg. We're going to take our right leg, cross it over. Our left, sit it down. And do same thing with the other leg. Cross it over, sit it back. Stretch out those hips. All right. Again, grab a sip of water if you need it. We're going to go into some standing donkey kicks and our fire hydrant. So it's kind of like what we used to do on the floor, but we're going to do them standing today. So we are going to start with our right leg, having our chair for support. We want to be a little bit on an angle this time. We can lean in a little bit further. If you want, you can also rest your elbows on the chair, whatever's more comfortable. The more upright you stand, the more it's going to target those lower back muscles. So lean it just a little bit forward. We're going to bring that right leg back. And from here, I want you to, again, nice soft standing leg. We don't want it locked out. Soft stand. Nice 90-degree angle. So if you think about it, it's just like when we're on our hands and knees, 90-degree angle with that leg. Think of pressing it back and up. So that heel is what's driving that foot back. And where that leg stops is where it stops. We're going to keep it going. Keeping that core nice and tight. 3, 2, 1. Same leg. We're going to bring it out to the side, kind of like a fire hydrant. So it's here, out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Stick it out. Try to notice if your back was starting to really arch here. If you're starting to go here, try to focus on keeping it as flat as possible and keeping those hips turned under just a little bit. All right, right leg. Nice soft stance. Left leg bends. Flex that foot and push it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Over to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that knee pointing towards the ground. 5, 6, 7, 8. I know that standing leg is feeling it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. All right. Let's move this chair out of our way. I think we are done with it for now. All right, grab a sip of water and then find a spot on the floor. We're gonna bring it all the way down. Okay. So we have our glute bridges. We're gonna start moving into some core work. Starting with our glute bridge to get nice deep core muscles fired up and ready. So lay it down nice and flat. In this position, I want you to walk your feet just a little bit further away from you. You want a decent amount of space in between your cheeks and your heels. And then from there, feel your lower back on the mat. So tilt those hips back towards you so that there is no space underneath there. And when you do that, I want you to engage those glutes, really squeeze, and pull that belly button down into your spine. Keep that core nice and engaged. And then from there, holding that position, that belly to spine, lift up into that glute bridge and back down. Re-engage, re-squeeze, and lift. Pressing through those heels. We got 6 more. 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to go up an 8 and hold it here. Hold that nice glute bridge position. I want you to bring the feet a little closer together. Feel the difference. Squeeze the knees and then bring it down. And relax. Take a second to breathe. With your glute bridges, sometimes you'll want to just try to get your hips up there and you'll lift it up and some people will hyperextend that low back. It's not about how high you can get those hips up. You want to tuck those hips under so that the first thing to come off of the mat is that tailbone. And that is what's pulling you up. So where it stops is where it stops. It's not about the height here. We're gonna re-engage, flatten out that low back, drive those hips up, and squeeze, and we're gonna hold it up in this position. We're gonna open the knees away from each other and close. Open and close. If you're struggling holding your bridge up here, bring it back down and reset. If you're doing good, keep along with me, open and close for some adduction. Hold it here. Open and close, 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Woo. Bring those legs into your chest. Give them a second to stretch. All right. Our next exercise for our core. It is very important that when we do these core exercises that you keep that low back pressed into the floor and you don't let that hyper extension happen in the low back, especially with any sort of leg raises. As your legs go further away from you, you're going to want to try to overcompensate. So laying down nice and flat, I want you to bring your feet up into the air, and I want you to bring them into that diamond position. So if you're here, it should look like that. So our feet are together and our knees are pointed away from each other. You can place your hands underneath your butt cheeks or under your low back to give you a little bit more support. It's helping that low back stay down on the floor. From there, pull that core in, bring those legs down, tap the toes on the ground, and bring it in. Right back up. Tap it down for 2, 3, 4. Take it nice and slow. 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to go for 10 for these ones. 9. And 10. Bring those legs in. Give yourself a second. Now you're really going to feel it in those hip flexors as well. We're going to bring those legs back up to that diamond position. Hands behind the head this time. From here, you want to crunch, bring both your elbows to both your knees. And then as you extend, those legs come down. And then crunch it in. This one is the harder version. So if you're still struggling a bit with that, if you're feeling it a lot, keep your hands down and just focus on the lower body. From here, we're going to bring it in. Crunch into the elbows. 1. Tap it down. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Keep that low back on the ground. 8. 9. And 10. Woo. All right. Lay it down nice and flat. Bring those legs out in front of you. From here, our next one, hands behind the head. We're going to do elbow to knee and then extend it right back down to flat. This is your baseline. Elbow to knee, cross side, back down to a flat. You want to make this a little bit harder. The advanced version is going to be coming all the way up to a seated position and rolling it back down. Choose whichever one you prefer. You can try them both. We're going to go for 10. Inhale. Bring it up. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6, 7. Whew. Feel free to try a combo of both. 8, 9, 10. Breathe. Take a second to breathe. You can take those legs, cross them over, stretch out that low core. You have a little bit of time. We have 2 more core exercises. For this one, we're going to go up into our V-sit. You have 2 options here. For your baseline, keep the feet on the ground and roll it back so that you're leaning back, and then take your hands off. You can do 1 foot at a time. You can do both, holding here. You're going to bring the arms up and down, up and down. That is your baseline. If you want to make it a little bit harder, balancing. Take those feet up off the ground, roll it out, and hold, up and down. All right, take a second to breathe. Okay, here we go. Roll it back, pull that belly button to spine. Choose what level you want to stay at. Feel free to try both. You'll probably see me do both. Bring those arms out. We're going to bring it up and down. I'm going to time it for 30 seconds. Up, down. Take it nice and slow. Almost there. 5 more seconds. And break. Whew. So that in my upper core. All right, our last one is our Russian twist. So you're gonna stay in position, feet down on the ground. This time we're gonna twist side to side. Nice big breath in, roll it back. Take the hands, you can clasp them together, you can keep them in close, or you can keep them out in front of you. Really just your preference. Pull that core in nice and strong, bring it side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Roll it up. Open up those legs to a butterfly position and curve it over. Take a nice big breath in. Send it up. Take a second to breathe. If you need some water, go ahead and grab some water. We're going to move into our upper body. We have some push-ups, and we have some tricep dips. So when you are ready, go ahead and bring it down into your push-up position. Upper body is most fun in barre when you don't have all the fun little exercise balls. Normally when we're in our actual class, we have our little tiny Pilates balls, and we have weights, and we have bands, and it makes it a little bit more entertaining to have to do upper body, but we make do. So from here, hardest push-up position that you can handle. So bring it down. If you're going to do it on your knees, make sure that you're still in line. So we don't want to be too far back. We don't want our hips to be slanting down. We don't want that kind of arch here. If this is how you're doing your push-ups, you're actually making it a little bit harder on yourself. So bring it up. And then walk those hands out. A little bit wider than shoulder width. Inhale, pull that core in. We're going to go for 8. Up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rock it back into a nice child's pose. If you are someone who struggles with push-ups to get up or down, I always tell everyone, make sure to focus on one aspect of it. If you struggle getting back up, hopefully I'm not getting all choppy. Go ahead and focus on bringing it down nice and slow, and then lay it down completely flat. Feel yourself back up, and then focus again on that lower. If the lower isn't your problem yet, if you struggle getting down, you can bring it right back down, and then focus on that push up, and then slide it right back down, and then push it right back up. So focus on one aspect of it first, and make it a little bit easier in the long run. All right, we've got 8 more. Feel free to do them on your own time. You don't have to go along with me. Inhale, pull that core in, tuck those glutes underneath and engage them. Down and up. 1, 2, find that energy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Rock it back to your child's pose. And then walk it forward on those knees. We're going to do some tricep extensions and some kickbacks with our invisible weight. If you have your light weights nearby, feel free to grab them. Otherwise, we do just fine without our weights. So on these feet, we're kneeling. If you have bad knees or anything like that, you can do this standing. Just bring it up into a nice little standing position. That's whatever your preference is here. Lean it just a little bit forward. Tuck those hips underneath. You'll notice if you're leaning forward and your back starts to arch and you're doing it like this, too much pressure here. Tuck those hips under. See the difference? So you want to feel the difference. Literally do it yourself. Put your hand right on your back and feel the difference of them tilting under. Hold that position. Arms back. Squeeze those hands. Gonna engage those triceps. Lift and lower. Nice straight arms. Lifting up to where they stop and back down. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Open those hands. Clap them together behind you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Relax those arms. You'll feel it a lot in the upper and lower neck sometimes, and the top of the shoulders. That's okay. Take it, stretch it out. You can roll your head around. And then we are going to repeat one more time. Lean it forward. Retuck those hips underneath. Nice flat back. Core is tight. Send those arms back. Keep them down behind the hips. And then lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, squeeze, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the hands and clap them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Relax. Bring it up. Take that arm, stretch it across. Same thing with that other arm. Take it and stretch it across. All right. We're going to bring those legs out in front of us. Sitting up nice and tall on our sit bones. I want you to flex those feet nice and tight, pulling them back towards you. Sitting up nice and tall. Now I want you to point your right foot, point your left foot. Point and flex, alternating the feet. Good. And then reach those hands down towards the feet. You can curve the back over here. Keep holding it here. And inhale, bring it all the way back up. I want you to bring those legs out into a little bit of a straddle. So we're not asking for anything crazy, just wherever is comfortable and wherever your legs pretty much go naturally, and where they stop is where they stop. So I want you to, again, sitting up nice and tall, legs as straight as you can get them. So you want to focus on keeping those legs pressed into the floor, and I want you to flex your feet. And nice engaged core. I want you to reach your hands out in front of you, and still keeping that back as straight as you can. I want you to just place your hands down until you start to feel that stretch. You might feel it in the lower back. You might feel it in the underneath of those hips, hamstrings. Feel it all over. Reach it forward. And then I want you to move it over to that right leg. I want you to turn your torso so that your stomach is in line with that leg, at least leaning towards it. And I want you to bring it a little bit closer, as close as you can get. And then bring it right back through the middle and over to this side. And back to center. I want you to bring it all the way back up, standing, not standing, seated. I want you to bring those arms up over the head. Bring your right arm underneath. I want you to lean up and over to your right side. Looking up at that arm, so you're stretching that whole left side. Try to get your ears close as you can to that knee. And then bring it back up. Same thing with that other side. We're going to bring our right arm up. Left arm down. Lean it over towards that left leg until you feel that stretch. And then bring it up, both arms out to the side. Bring it down, lean it forward, and then bring those legs, close them in front of you back into nice little pike. Take that right leg, cross it over, and open the knee out to the side for a little bit of a pigeon. Keeping that foot over the thigh or on the shin, and then lean it forward. Where you feel that stretch kick in the back of the hip, that's where you hold. And then inhale and release. Same thing with the other leg. Take that left leg, cross it over, and lean it forward. And inhale back up and shake out those legs. Hands, place them together. Turn the fingers down towards the ground. You can sit as comfortably as you want. And I want you to press your pinkies together. Press your ring fingers together, your middle finger, pointer, and thumb. Bring it back up. Shake it out, do some wrist rolls. All right, and you guys are all set for today. Thank you for joining me, everybody. You have a fabulous Tuesday.